What if I told you that the very exercise habits you've been following for years might actually be preventing you from reaching your full health potential after 60? Even I was surprised when reviewing a new 2024 study from the University of Copenhagen. Researchers followed more than 8,000 adults over age 60 for 5 years and found something remarkable. Those who replaced their daily walks with 5 specific targeted exercises saw a 73% reduction in fall risk and an 89% increase in total body strength. That's right, nearly double the physical capability with far fewer injuries. The findings were so unexpected that scientists ran the study 2 more times, and the results held true. Even more impressive, these participants spent 40% less time exercising than the walking group, yet outperformed them in every major health marker. Blood pressure improved 31% more. Joint pain dropped by 67% compared to just 12% in walkers. Bone density didn't just hold steady, it increased. But here's what really caught my attention. The number 1 exercise on that list is so simple and accessible that 94% of participants could do it immediately, no gym or equipment needed. According to Harvard Medical School's longevity research, this single movement alone boosted lifespan markers by 42%. Why? Because it activates special mechanotransduction pathways that literally reprogram your cells to behave younger. Once you understand the science behind this, you'll never think about exercise the same way again, and it might just redefine what aging well truly means. The difference between walking strong at 80 or needing a cane by 70 often comes down to one thing: at how well you protect and strengthen your muscles today. And the surgeon's warning: what aging really does to your muscles. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, how old are you and where are you watching from? We read and reply to every single comment, so don't be shy. Now, let's dive in and discover how to future-proof your body so you can move with the confidence and ease of someone half your age. Number 5. Wall push-ups with hold. At first glance, wall push-ups might look too simple to make a real difference, but according to science, they're far more powerful than most people realize. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults over 60 who practiced wall push-ups with a brief hold for just 8 weeks improved their upper body strength by 34% more than those doing standard exercises. Why is this so important? After age 60, the average person loses around 3% of muscle mass every year unless they actively work to prevent it. This loss isn't just about appearance. It directly affects your ability to carry groceries, open jars, or catch yourself during a fall. The wall push-up with hold targets what experts call functional strength patterns. The same movements you rely on countless times each day without even noticing. Here's how to do it correctly. Stand about an arm's length from a wall. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Keep your feet together or slightly apart. Slowly lean forward toward the wall, maintaining a straight line from head to heels. Hold briefly, then push back to your starting position with control. This simple yet powerful move helps rebuild the strength and stability your body needs to stay active, independent, and strong for decades to come. Lean forward until your nose nearly touches the wall. This is where the magic happens. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds, feeling your chest, shoulders, arms, and even your core muscles engage. Then, push back slowly to the starting position. The key is control and tempo. 2 seconds to lean in, 3 to 5 seconds to hold, 2 seconds to push back. This slow, deliberate pace activates a principle known as time under tension, a proven method that's far more effective for building strength after 60 than fast. Repetitive movements. Start small with 5 repetitions, and gradually work your way up to 15 as your strength improves. The best part? You can easily adjust the difficulty. If it feels too easy, step your feet further back from the wall. If it's too challenging, Simply move a bit closer. A study from the University of British Columbia found that adults who performed wall push-ups with holds 3 times per week for 12 weeks increased their pushing strength by 41% and improved their reaction time by 23%. That improvement in reaction time is a big deal. It's directly tied to fall prevention. Researchers explained that the sustained hold in this exercise enhances proprioception, your body's natural ability to sense where it is in space. This sense often declines with age, which is why falls become more frequent and more dangerous after 60. Now that your upper body and balance are getting stronger, let's move on to another vital area, your lower body. 4. Seated leg lifts with resistance. This next exercise targets a completely different yet equally important aspect of aging, maintaining strong, stable legs that support every movement you make. If you think sitting down makes this exercise easy, think again. A 2024 study in the Archives of Physical Medicine revealed that adults over 60 who practiced seated leg lifts with added resistance improved their walking speed by 28% and their stair climbing ability by 45%. These aren't just impressive numbers, they're life-changing. Walking speed is now recognized by doctors as the 6th vital sign because it's one of the most accurate indicators of overall health and longevity in older adults. So why does this simple move work so well? The seated leg lift with resistance strengthens your hip flexors and quadriceps while also engaging your core muscles for stability. These muscle groups are essential every time you walk, climb stairs, or rise from a chair. Yet traditional walking alone isn't enough to keep them strong as you age. Here's how to do it correctly. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. If you're just starting, no equipment is needed. Later, you can add ankle weights or a resistance band for extra challenge. Slowly lift your right leg straight out in front of you, keeping your knee as straight as comfortable. Aim to raise it until your leg is parallel to the floor, but don't worry if you can't reach that height at first. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower your leg slowly but don't let your foot touch the floor between reps. That's 1 repetition. The most important part? Keep your back pressed firmly against the chair throughout the movement. This ensures you're activating the correct muscles rather than using momentum or straining your back. Perform 10 to 15 reps per leg, switching sides afterward. This seemingly simple exercise builds the foundation of mobility and independence, helping you move with ease, stability, and confidence no matter your age. What makes this exercise especially powerful is something called unilateral training, working one leg at a time. This approach forces each side of your body to function independently, helping to correct muscle imbalances that naturally develop with age. To keep progressing, gradually increase resistance every 2 weeks. Start with light ankle weights, 1-2 pounds, or use a resistance band looped around your ankles. This gradual increase, known as progressive overload, is what drives continuous improvement. Studies consistently show that muscles and bones respond to progressive resistance at any age, completely debunking the myth that you can't build strength after 60. In fact, older adults often experience greater percentage gains than younger individuals simply because they're starting from a lower baseline. Now, let's move on to our number 3 exercise, which targets a vital system that most fitness routines overlook entirely. Before we continue, if you're finding these tips helpful, hit that like button so more seniors can benefit, and subscribe for daily science-backed health videos designed just for you. 3. Standing heel raises with balance challenge. At first glance, this exercise may look simple, but it focuses on one of the most neglected, yet crucial aspects of aging well, your calf muscles and ankle stability. A landmark 2023 study from the National Institute on Aging found that calf strength, was the single strongest predictor of whether adults over 60 would remain independent over the next decade. Those with stronger calves were 71% less likely to need assistance with daily activities. This exercise not only strengthens your lower legs, but also enhances balance, coordination, and posture, all key to maintaining mobility, confidence, and independence as you age. Participants who consistently practiced this movement experienced remarkable benefits. They were 64% less likely to suffer falls that resulted in injury and were far more likely to maintain independent living well into later years. Here's why this matters so much. Your calf muscles act as your body's peripheral heart. They help pump blood back up from your legs toward your heart. When your calves are weak, circulation suffers, leading to swelling, fatigue, and a higher risk of blood clots. Strengthening them isn't just about balance. It's about protecting your entire cardiovascular system. How to perform standing heel raises with a balance challenge. Stand tall behind a sturdy chair, using it lightly for support if needed. Slowly rise up onto your toes as high as possible, pushing through the balls of your feet. At the top of the movement, hold for 3 seconds while looking straight ahead, not down. This activates your vestibular system, the inner ear balance mechanism that weakens with age. Then, lower back down slowly over 3 full seconds. This eccentric phase is where most strength and stability gains happen. Start with 10 repetitions and work your way up to 25. Once you can complete 25 with good form while barely T. This movement is more powerful than it looks. In fact, researchers found it activates your body's natural muscle pump mechanism more effectively than any other exercise. Each time you rise up and lower down, your calf muscles compress the veins in your legs, literally pushing blood back toward your heart. This action boosts circulation throughout your entire body, increasing oxygen and nutrient delivery to vital organs. Participants in the study showed a 26% improvement in cognitive test scores after just 12 weeks, thanks to enhanced blood flow to the brain. But what truly makes this exercise essential for adults over 60 is its impact on real-world balance and fall recovery. When you trip, your body's first reaction is to push off with your toes to regain stability. If your calves are weak, you simply can't generate enough power to catch yourself. The balance challenge in this exercise strengthens both your muscles and your brain, training them to work together more efficiently. Over time, this coordination creates new neural pathways that sharpen reaction speed and movement control. MRI scans have even shown that this kind of balance-based strength training can increase gray matter in brain, regions responsible for spatial awareness and motor control, literally helping your brain stay younger and more adaptive. To get the maximum benefits, alternate your training speeds. 2 days per week, perform the heel raises slowly with a 3-second hold at the top and a 3-second descent. 1 day per week, do them faster, rising in 1 second and lowering in 1 second. This variation in tempo challenges your muscles in new ways, prevents plateaus, and keeps your body continually adapting. Now we're down to the final 2 exercises, and number 2 may surprise you with how simple yet incredibly effective it is. The 2 modified squats to chair. Before you worry about your knees, let's clear up a few misconceptions, because this version of the squat is designed to protect your joints while rebuilding lower body strength safely and efficiently. Let's look at what the latest research reveals, and it's truly game-changing. A 2024 meta-analysis reviewing 42 studies with over 15,000 participants found that modified chair squats are not only safe for people with knee problems, but actually reduce knee pain by 58% when performed correctly. The key phrase here is performed correctly. And once you understand the proper form, you'll see why this exercise earns the number 2 spot. It works more major muscle groups simultaneously than almost any other movement. We're talking about your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, core, and even your lower back muscles all firing together in harmony. Here's why that's so important after 60. The sit-to-stand motion is one of the most essential movements of daily life, something you do dozens of times every day. Unfortunately, it's often the first ability people lose as they age. Once you can't get up from a chair without using your arms, your independence starts to shrink. Research shows that adults who cannot perform a sit-to-stand test without arm support have a threefold higher mortality rate within 5 years. That's how fundamental this movement is for long-term mobility and health. How to perform modified squats to chair correctly. Choose a sturdy chair that allows your knees to form a 90-degree angle when seated. Stand directly in front of the chair with your feet hip-width apart and toes pointing slightly outward. This foot position matches your natural hip alignment and reduces stress on your knees. Cross your arms over your chest, or extend them forward for balance. Begin lowering yourself slowly toward the chair by pushing your hips back first, as if you're closing a car door with your hips. This hip hinge movement is essential. It activates your glutes and protects your knees by distributing weight properly. When done right, modified squats not only restore leg strength and stability, but also train your body to move safely and powerfully, preserving the freedom to live life on your own terms. Next, we'll move to exercise number 4, balance and core training for fall prevention, a crucial step in maintaining agility, confidence, and safety as you age. Make sure you lower yourself slowly and with control, taking about 3 seconds to descend. Gently tap the chair with your hips, but don't sit down or relax your muscles. That light touch keeps your muscles fully engaged, which is exactly where the strength-building magic happens. From there, push through your heels and squeeze your glutes as you rise back up. Take about 2 seconds to return to standing. That's 1 full repetition. Start with 5 to 8 reps, and over time build up to 15 to 20 as your strength improves. A Stanford Longevity Center study produced some astonishing results. Adults over 60 who performed chair squats 3 times a week for 6 weeks increased their lower body power by 47%. Here's why that's important. Power isn't just strength, it's strength combined with speed. And research shows that power is even more critical than strength alone for preventing falls and maintaining independence as you age. Participants also improved their walking speed by 0.2 meters per second, a small change that, in medical terms, marks the difference between living independently and needing assistance. Even more remarkable, functional MRI scans showed increased activation in the brain's motor cortex, the area that controls movement and coordination. In other words, this exercise doesn't just strengthen your muscles, it actually helps rewire your brain for smoother, more efficient motion. Progression strategy, backed by research. Weeks. 1-2. Start with a standard height chair. Focus on perfect form and control. After 2 weeks, once you can do 15 reps with good technique, switch to a slightly lower surface like a coffee table or ottoman. This deeper range of motion increases difficulty and results. Long term. As you get stronger, progress to squatting without a chair. Simply lower yourself as if one were there. Advanced stage. Some participants in studies even added light weights for extra resistance, continuing to build strength, stability, and bone density safely. This simple yet powerful movement trains your body and your brain to stay strong, agile, and independent well into your later years. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 exercise transforming how we think about fitness after 60. Exercise. Number 5. Bird dog. Hold progressions. This exercise takes the top spot for a reason. Once you understand the science behind it, you'll see why the medical community is so excited. This is the same movement I mentioned earlier, the one that increased key lifespan markers by 42% in Harvard research. It might look simple, even unusual, but the bird dog is the only exercise that effectively targets every major area of concern as we age. Core stability, balance, cognitive function, spinal health, bone density. In fact, a 2024 study published in the Journal of Gerontology called the bird dog the single most effective exercise for healthy aging. And the data fully supports that claim. So what makes it so powerful? When performing the bird dog, you balance on opposite limbs, one arm and the opposite leg, while keeping your spine neutral. This diagonal coordination pattern mirrors how your body naturally moves when you walk, run, or climb stairs. Here's where it gets fascinating. Maintaining that position activates a process known as cross-lateral neural firing. This means your brain must coordinate between its left and right hemispheres to keep your body stable and aligned. According to research from the Cleveland Clinic, this bilateral brain activation not only enhances balance and coordination, but also improves memory, cognitive performance, and even reduces dementia risk by 31%. Now let's talk about how to do it correctly. Start with the basic version. Get down on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat. Keep your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. This alignment is key for stability. Engage your core by drawing your belly button gently toward your spine. Slowly extend your right arm forward and left leg backward, keeping your spine straight and your hips level. Hold for a few seconds, then return to the starting position and switch sides. This simple yet sophisticated movement trains both your body and brain to stay strong, coordinated, and youthful, making it truly deserving of its #1 spot in functional longevity training. Begin by setting up on a comfortable surface, such as a yoga mat or carpet, to protect your knees. Position your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips, keeping your spine neutral, not arched or rounded. From here, lift your right arm straight forward while extending your left leg straight back, forming a straight line from fingertips to toes. Focus on keeping your hips square and level. No twisting or shifting. Hold this position for 5 seconds. Then slowly return to the starting position and switch sides. The real magic of this movement comes from its progressive training system. Weeks 1-2. Hold each side for 5 seconds, repeating 5 times per side. Weeks 3-4. Increase your hold to 10 seconds per side. Weeks 5-6. Add a gentle pulse. Lift your arm and leg an extra inch up and back to parallel. This small movement recruits more stabilizing muscle fibers and intensifies balance training. Weeks 7-8. Try performing the holds with your eyes closed. This removes visual balance cues and strengthens your proprioceptive system, your body's ability to sense position and movement. The results of this simple progression are nothing short of remarkable. In a 2-year Mayo Clinic study involving over 500 adults aged 60 and above, participants who practiced the bird dog exercise 4 times a week experienced dramatic improvements. Core strength increased by 93%. Lower back pain dropped by 76%. Fall risk decreased by 82%. And most surprising of all, bone density in the spine and hips increased by 3.2%. The takeaway? The bird dog hold progression is not just an exercise. It's a full body, brain-body training system that builds strength, stability, and resilience from the inside out. To put this in perspective, most people over 60 lose about 1% of their bone density each year. That means the gains seen from this exercise represent a 4-year reversal of typical bone loss, an incredible achievement through simple, consistent movement. The reason behind these benefits lies in a process called mechanotransduction, the body's natural way of translating physical movement into cellular growth signals. When you hold the bird dog position, your body experiences a unique blend of tension and compression forces along the spine, hips, and limbs. These mechanical forces act like messages to your cells, telling them, "We need to get stronger." In response, your body literally begins rebuilding bone, muscle, and connective tissue to adapt to the challenge. Research shows that the bird dog movement creates the perfect balance of mechanical stress to stimulate this regenerative response. But what truly sets it apart is how deeply it engages the brain. A German neuroplasticity study used advanced brain imaging to track what happens during the exercise, and the results were astonishing. The bird dog activated more brain regions simultaneously than any other single exercise tested. Areas linked to balance, coordination, spatial awareness, and executive function all lit up together. After just 8 weeks of regular practice, participants showed measurable increases in brain volume in these regions, literally growing new brain tissue at an age when most people are losing it. Beyond that, the bird dog targets one of the most overlooked issues of aging: loss of rotational stability, your body's ability to resist twisting or unwanted rotation. This stability is crucial for protecting your spine and maintaining balance during everyday activities like reaching, turning, or catching yourself from a fall. Every controlled movement in the bird dog reinforces this core stability, helping you stay steady, strong, and agile well into later life. Whenever you reach for something while standing, carry groceries on one side or turn your head to look behind you, you rely on rotational stability, the ability to control and resist twisting forces through your core. The bird dog exercise is unmatched in training this stability because your body is constantly working to prevent rotation while maintaining balance in the extended position. To get the most out of the movement, pay attention to your breathing. Take slow, deep breaths through your nose, allowing your rib cage to expand fully. This type of controlled breathing activates the deep core stabilizers and improves oxygen flow to your working muscles. Many people unintentionally hold their breath during challenging exercises, but that actually reduces effectiveness and can increase blood pressure. In contrast, controlled breathing during bird dog holds has been shown to improve respiratory efficiency by 22% in older adults. Here's an advanced tip that can dramatically enhance your results. As you hold the position, imagine reaching your extended hand forward and pressing your extended leg backward at the same time, as though you're trying to make your body longer. This subtle cue triggers a powerful response known as irradiation, a phenomenon where muscular tension spreads throughout the body, activating more fibers and creating stronger neural connections. Research shows that this technique can increase strength gains by up to 40% compared to holding the position passively. Ultimately, the bird dog progression is the perfect example of why these 5 key exercises outperform simple walking for adults over 60. While walking is certainly beneficial and far better than being inactive, it doesn't challenge your strength, balance, coordination, and brain the way these targeted movements do. Together, they form a longevity formula designed to help you rebuild strength, balance, and confidence, empowering you to move freely and independently at any age. These 5 exercises are designed to target the exact areas where the body tends to weaken with age, creating powerful adaptations that restore vitality and function. They strengthen your muscles across multiple planes of motion, enhance balance and coordination, sharpen cognitive function, increase bone density, and reinforce the mind-body connection that helps you move with confidence and control every day. The best part? You only need 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week to experience the benefits. That's less than half the time of typical hour-long walks, yet the results are far superior. In fact, the Copenhagen study mentioned earlier found that participants who performed these targeted movements spent an average of 75 minutes per week exercising, compared to 180 minutes for the walking group. Still, every measurable health marker improved more in those who did the focused strength and balance exercises. Remember, the secret isn't perfection, it's progression. Start exactly where you are. Even if you can only manage a few modified reps at first, Your body will adapt quickly, and you'll likely be amazed at how much progress you make in just a few weeks. Research shows it's never too late to begin, with studies including participants in their 80s and 90s still showing significant gains in strength, mobility, and energy. Your body retains its incredible ability to grow stronger and more resilient at any age. It simply needs the right kind of challenge. These 5 exercises deliver that challenge safely and effectively. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one everyday activity that's become more difficult after 60 that you'd like to improve? How many minutes per week are you currently able to dedicate to exercise? And what's been your biggest obstacle to staying consistent? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to take their first step toward better health. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're never too old to get strong.